Hello again, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I'm Jack Talcott, here to discuss me. For those who tune in later, and if any do join me, today I don't know, I've been inspired by a lot of things and a lot of thoughts already today. Your mind can be quite an adventure when you understand it and when you use it correctly. But your mind can lead you to a lot of emotions and a lot of other things. So I processed a lot of emotions already today. Watched the news, I went outside and did some grounding and inner silence. And the inner silence and the inspiration and observations from that are what bring me to this. To talk about me. Because the way I see these videos at this point in my life, this is just, it's evidence. At some point, it's evidence of me. At some point, it'll be revealed if I'm right or wrong. My faith is being tested today. I woke up this morning to a call from the power company. I already knew unless things changed, I already knew my internet was scheduled to be shut off by tomorrow. And then I got a call from the power company. I knew I was behind there as well, but they want to shut off my power today. And the foreclosure of my home is only a few more weeks away. I know I've been given advice to petition and file papers and all sorts of things, but I've received advice, disagreements, criticism, blame. I've received all sorts of shit the past few years, but it brought me here today. And today I'm still filled with faith. So I've been humbling myself to what is true. And I shared the words earlier with a friend of mine that I do understand God. I understand the God of my life. I know the laws of exchange in this universe. When value is given, when value is exchanged, that's the way it works. But I've been offering myself, man. I've been offering me for fucking years. And I came to accept that a few years ago, that Jack, what you offer is not what the world wants. Right. Because this world is nuts. Do you know there's wars going on? There's innocent people in fucking prisons today. There's people sleeping in the streets, suffering from isolation, addiction, insanity without help. I woke up today and I got the call of my own bad news. Look at the news. There's so many. And then on to my reality, I've been spending time on another stream, Paul Unslaved. His current channel is Proper Instruction Motivates People. He's an inspiring guy. This morning I popped onto his stream and there was another guy who's talking about his own personal experience of being locked up unjustly because of someone else's rules. And his story, man, it made me feel better about mine. So with that, I don't remember the dude's name, but there's a lot of stories out there right now, men and women who got it worse than me. So I'm not here complaining. I'm just trying to present you of where I'm coming from. This faith isn't easy. Faith is challenged. But I shared earlier, you know, I believe in the laws of exchange. I believe in what I know. I believe in me. And I believe that the Creator will reward us while we are here on earth, right? So I turn to earth, I turn to the worldly beings. I turn to them for the blessings that God might allow me to receive. That's people, that's nature. But my thoughts are always on the divine God, the one that we don't know, the one we can't see, the one that is a mystery and a wonder. And so that brought me to the value I hope to add today is kind of the thoughts I took when I went outside. The sun wasn't quite out yet. It was still hidden behind the clouds, but feeling Mother Earth under my feet. And I've traveled the world, been in Europe, in Asia. I've been many places, and the world has always been under my feet. The sky's always been above my head. And so then I went outside and I started thinking, all right, Jack, this is your reality. Apparently this is real. That's what people tell you. So if this is real, where are you coming from? I'm here and now, right now. What are you a part of? I'm a part of nature. I went outside and I just witnessing the trees, listening to the birds, and even the traffic. There's a stillness to nature that's always there. It's a powerful, changing dynamic. But when you go outside, there's different birds. There's, you know, the trees have changed. Everything is changing. Nothing is ever the same as it was. Every new moment is new. So I went out and I started thinking about that. I'm part of nature, and there is a stillness within me, within you, that makes us part of that which is. And okay, so if I'm a part of nature, well, nature is what created us. And there's been a lot of arguments about what human nature means based on history. Yeah, human nature has revealed itself to be quite perverse, destructive, consuming, manipulative. Human natures of the past has been horrific. You see the news today? See what's in our entertainment streams today? Is this shit real? I mean, I used to think the world was all right, that everything was kind of cool. You know, you just had to work. You had to work and pay your bills, and everything was all right. Holy cows, we've all been deceived. Notice I do have some people. Thank you for joining me. It's not a pity party, but how would you know about the past? We're devolving if you haven't noticed. Look at history, right? But history shows that much of the ugliness was hidden. You know, I learned this in Veterans for Peace. And if you think about it, it's quite obvious. It actually ties it back into something I heard repeated on Paul's platform yesterday. Many topics of inspiration have come from there. But the point I was saying about the devolution, or the greater the chaos we're experiencing right now in humanity, I think this is the great divide with the time that was foretold. And, you know, logically, it makes sense based upon the patterns of history and the evolutions of consciousness and society. It makes sense that we would have this great divide going on right now, a great power struggle. Back to what I learned in Veterans for Peace is wars continue, and the oppression, wars continue because those who fought were not allowed to speak. I don't think people understood the value of talking out our feelings, talking out the past trauma with each other. There's so much importance in that. But it's got to be done with people who care. And the inspiration, the term I heard repeated often yesterday was oppression, repression, depression. Golly geez, man, that's exactly what's been going on. Oppression has been allowed to continue. So men and women have been, and that's not just in governments or corporations. Oppression has been allowed to be normalized within homes. There's oppressive moms and dads who run the family with a obedience and controlling, this is my way. Because we live in a punishing, nonsensical, corrupted society. But what happens with oppression is men and women will repress their feelings, their spirit, will deny, we in this society, we will deny our spirit, to try and not cause offense, to try and fit in, to try and make a living. We'll present ourselves as a false character, misrepresenting the trueness of who we are, because that's what we've been taught. And so back to the connection of nature and man, this land we live in, let's face it, we have denied and defied what is natural, with what is on our store shelves, with what we eat, what we focus our attention on, these digital and electronic transmissions of light and sound. Dude, it's hypnotizing. You can get hypnotized into the ways of the world through this media, through addiction, through obedience, through opinions, advice, whatever, man. We live in a world of confusion, and the solution for us all to overcome oppression, repression, and depression, to overcome that state within and around, go to care. Care, encouragement, and inspiration. If you can care for yourself as the being of who you are, you can encourage yourself to do the right thing, and doing the right thing is going to be an inspiration for other people, right? And knowledge and community is where the true strength in humanity comes from. It's what the religions were speaking, but the religions and beliefs and traditions, holy shit, man, we live in a world of confusion. Can anyone convince me this is real? Because if it's real, I shouldn't have to be going online saying, hey guys, can you spare some cash? When all I've been seeking is conversations. But that is one of the things I had to humble myself to this morning, is the ways of the world are what they are. For those who are comfortable and you want to try and do a good deed, I included the PayPal and Cash App link in my in the description of the video. But this is an interesting life we're living. It is our once and an only lifetime to be ourselves. I'm dropping the link again if anyone paying attention wants to join in. Trying to understand what is real. Because if the people from my past would become honest about what I've done and who I've been my whole life, if I could get a witness from the past, well, this mockery I'm experiencing today would be quickly silenced. Or if I could get a witness of today who was honest about what I've been obviously, in my mind, I've been obviously attempting to do, which is share inspiration, share encouragement that people, start doing more. Yeah, Christos, you're a welcome. You are personally invited, please. You and I should have some actual words instead of I go around and listen to you talking about me. See, this is what I don't get. All right, back to, I guess this is documenting me, less about inspiring you. I woke up today to seeing that character Moose with my name on another platform, following the behavioral patterns of his idol, the cult leader, Paul. So, what Paul doesn't recognize is these people he's criticizing are actually doing exactly what he's doing, going off and creating a hangout spot for people to publicly gossip and complain, and then to brag about what they think. It's fascinating. And then I attempted to share some of this on Paul's platform. I mean, he's apparently chosen to believe that his purpose is to mock me, a man he doesn't know, a man he's avoided private conversations with. He's said that publicly, brags about keeping himself ignorant because he's avoiding facing his emotions. That's what I heard him say in my words, but his words today were different. He said that if we had a private conversation, it would end up all lovey-dovey. And yeah, I think that scares the man. Many of us in this society alive today, if you guys are real, if you guys listening are actually real human beings like me, we've been taught to limit our care based on mind control conditioning. I don't claim to know how God works. I stand that I know my personal experience and I know my personal relationship with God. Oh yeah, if someone knows how to reach Snafu's invited to this conversation, but I don't plan on spending a long time here today. Hey brother.
How's it going, man? Let me mute my TV here and let my dog leave the room because he's got me paneling associated with a rageaholic that stresses him
Well,
out.
Tommy, I don't need all the details.
Oh, you do, because we gotta keep your chat under regulation right now, Paul. We gotta regulate this bullshit. Oh, I'm sorry, I
Hey,
called you the devil's name.
Tommy, it's all right.
I don't think
I
so.
came on here because this is an experiment of my life. I mean,
That's rational and legit.
I
I'm with
don't
you with
believe
that.
this is real. I don't believe this is real. So I wanted to see where this might end up. Because not only is this happening with me and to me in the YouTube realm, but it's happening to me on Facebook as well. There's a crazy lady named Margot
Well, you
who's
said
like,
Facebook, so I
what's
assumed
that?
crazy. You said Facebook, so my conscience immediately went crazy.
Yeah, I know, man. Um, so what do you think?
I think that a lot of people No, Lieberman, I'm not on Facebook. That's the point. But like I was trying to tell Jack, he's got a chat full of lost, fatherless people that want to come here to give him crap. Like
Right.
I love standing up for being your friend, Jack, because there's no problem with anybody
Hey,
being friends and supporting each other, because that's what
amen.
some channels allegedly claim to be doing, as they lie and distort and throw a cloud of confusion on every
Well,
little thing they're scared of.
hey, Tommy, thank you. I appreciate and I've witnessed what you said. And I assure you, brother, I've said this to others in texts and other messages. Please trust yourself, but give me the benefit of the doubt that standing with me, trust me. I mean, I don't want you to blindly trust me, but
Oh,
ask
you know
me
I
anything, any of your doubts, and allow me an opportunity because I believe you stand with me, brother. I believe
I'd
if
say I
I
stand
believe
with
those who
you, but I'm
stand
not
with
going to be
me.
mean to you if I feel that
No,
you could
amen.
be
Amen.
corrected or get help. It's not going to be like an unslaved way of hanging you out to dry.
Right.
And
But Tommy, I'm not a helpless victim who
you're
needs
not. You're not.
anyone to stand up for me. I'm saying those who join me will help us find a way to end wars and change this world because like I said on Paul's show earlier today, and Jeffrey and I had the conversation. I don't know why no one seem to jump on the idea, but in a week, if we start working together in a week, this whole world could change. Why are we not focused on what we can do? This is my point, Tommy. What can we do? I don't want to
Well,
complain. I don't want to blame. I saw and see plenty of that on Paul's channel and many others. So,
uh, it's there's a couple aspects to it where on one hand you have people who are going to go try and change what they personally would see or feel is the problem, and then on the other hand you need people that do need like drug out of bed to wake up and see that there's a problem at all. But I personally see a chat full of ignorant, stupid people that I love to go spar with every day, especially
well, please don't
Bad
drop.
Barneys are ridiculously stupid, Liebermans are ridiculously stupid, and then you have likable people like your Christoses who are just not yet aware of how ignorant they are, but
Tommy,
they are accepting of people still talking to them. And at least Christos will panel and talk to people, whereas the Liebermans and the Barneys and the NJG girls, they'll never panel because they
hey,
know they're following lackey.
Tommy, it's okay.
Oh, it
Everyone
is.
has
I feel
everyone
great, Jack.
has their
I thank you for
purpose.
this.
Everyone's got their purpose. Everyone's got their place. Everyone is learning their own lessons. But here's what I
Oh,
think
El
is funny.
Pero's in the chat, Jack. We're all going to learn something today as we get fished for ways to trigger us. Like questions that just show we're looking for something to
Hey,
got you with, and we're
actually,
gonna pretend we're trying to help people.
actually, I'm not going to allow this to degrade
It's not
into,
degrading. This is progress, Jack. Don't feel like
well,
you're taking the low road. I'll take the low road.
I don't want either of us to take the low road. I want us to stand together with a focus on how do we increase the amount of care, encouragement, and inspiration in the world we live in?
Because those things don't always involve everybody feeling good and hugging it out. Sometimes, like Paul, suicidal with a needle in his arm, he was not going to come out of that by any kind of good experience. He had
Okay,
to be.
back to today. The past brought us to today, all of us. Every one of us has a different story and we've overcome and we're still dealing with different things. So here we are today. We know what we've learned. So the purpose of this live stream, this time right now, was to share some offers and ideas on care encouragement and inspiration, because I honestly see that as our solution.
So let me ask you if you want me to do something or not, and I'll go with what you say. Like right now, I'm doing a setup where I can talk to you and I can watch the YouTube chat at the same time. Would you like me to ignore the chat, or do you want me to address it on certain comments?
No, you know what? Do me a favor, and while we're up here, you ignore the chat. I'll pay attention. And these hecklers, I don't really give them any thought.
The
Tommy.
hecklers are where I feel like I could do something, but it is your show, and I'll go with what you want. I just have to ask Kevin T if he's the Kevin T I know of from the Borg Queen show.
Hey, everyone is
Kevin K from the Borg Queen show.
Tommy, everyone is as they are. And so here, you're right. You're here and with me right now. We don't need to worry about the chat. And here's why. I want you to join my view of it. Look at the chat the same way. That you and I, back to what I don't know what you heard and didn't hear, but before I was talking about how we're a part of nature. Okay, so then I focus on like the trees. A tree just strong and powerful, and its existence is what it is. You know, a tree gets to be. Now we're not the trees, we're like the animals, but we get to be. And the only thing that we have to concern ourselves with is what we want to. And frankly, these people, by our beingness, Tommy, by you being Tommy and me being me, we trigger people. You,
I think that's why.
You may not realize, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
You may not realize how you do it, and I think you get triggered as well. But I've been learning to overcome my triggers with the focus of self-awareness, self-control. So if you can just...
Never mind, I'm supposed to ignore him. Go ahead.
The holy things, I actually think...
from an unknown profile. Who would have thought the big holy kicks off with an unknown profile?
Hey, I
was expecting to be restreamed much sooner than an unknown holy.
Tommy, the other thing I do too is, you know, the reality is these people don't know me. I don't know them. If we ever met each other and actually had a beer or a conversation together, they wouldn't be like this.
Oh, you know? Goddamn right they wouldn't.
Right.
Paul is only Paul because he's sitting in an unknown place where he won't give out his cross streets the way I'll give him specifically. Snafu was given my number address. He was trying to say, oh, I got your IP in Thornton, Colorado. I said, no, I'm in Denver. And I gave the number address to him, and he still kept saying Thornton because he's so stupid.
That guy Snafu's an interesting character too.
Do you know where he came from?
No,
he was one of two right-hand people for Goblin. And whenever I started to go see Goblin as a friend, because me and Goblin made friends on Paul's stream, I stirred Snafu up so bad that now Goblin quit streaming, and now Snafu's looking for a daddy. And y'all can take that to the bank.
Hey, Tommy, we're not going to go long, but it looks like we got another guest here. So,
is it Austin? Because I did have a question for Austin there.
Christos joined us.
Oh, great.
If his audio
is streaming later.
Hello, my brother.
What's up? What's up? What'd you say, Tommy, about me streaming? I'm confused what you're talking about. I haven't been streaming
in the chat, or when I just now said that you said you're going to be streaming later.
Yes, sir.
All right, great.
All right, so he gave you a promotion, and Christos, you've had some words of criticism for me.
Oh, I'm not. Don't. I think I've I think I've beat that dead horse enough. You know, I'm not actually worried about it for real. I won't lie. I was having a little fun the past few times I was bringing it up with you, but if anything, it's pretty minor. It's not like
Well,
it's a huge thing that I need to like take up with you and push you on. You know.
actually, Christos, you need to look at what you've been doing, because you brought it up at my expense to mock me, to gain yourself privilege. I'm going to put you in the back, and only because,
Well, no, you don't have to put him in the back.
well, actually, another guest has joined us.
Greetings, brother.
Hello, brother. How are you? Blessings
I'm
upon
always
you.
well. To you as well.
I don't know how long you've been paying attention or what you might have heard.
No, I just heard. I'm not sure I heard you complaining too much about me, but I heard Tommy, as usual, bitching about me and the channel like a little broken hoe. And man, it's embarrassing to him, right?
He's a man. He's entitled to his thoughts, and I don't know if you saw or not, but I did not want this time to turn into a bitching time. You know, it's not. I'm not here to gossip and complain about anybody. Well, I complained. I didn't complain, but I shared my reality. Humbled myself to what is real for me and what I see in the world. And the purpose, I did mention you, and I don't know if you look at the description, Paul, but I linked your pimp channel, and I spoke well of it. It is a place of inspiration. I've recommended any who do tune in to follow you. Because shit, unless something changes, I'm done with this internet thing for a while.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Yesterday, the words that inspired me, Paul, was that, not to repeat what I already talked about, oppression, repression, depression. Dude, I don't remember even the context you brought it up, but that's what's happening, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jack, earlier you had somebody offer to like help you out, which in a way is like, maybe even taking away contributions I would have gotten to help you with something. And you, instead of being thankful and grateful and gracious and humble with humility to accept that in order to like listen, maybe take some good suggestions, I don't think that's functional for you, because it's like, it's not about begging. It's not about lowering yourself. Pride goeth before the fall. If folks see value in you and your walk and your story, and they're invested, and they see you making a change, then folks want to love you. They want to help you. Right? So
that's what I used to believe.
Well, it's still true. It's just that not the way that you're presenting and living, because you're not resonating with others. They're not resonating with you.
Paul, you're right. And this is what I've realized. I don't know what else to do. That's what this video was kind of like a last, I don't know what the fuck to do. Serious. But the offer earlier, I consider everything, Paul. Lou criticizes, I don't think about what bullshit. My mind's not fucking slow like Lou. My mind is quick like yours. Although I have trouble keeping up with you sometimes, man. You get on a flow and it's like, whoa. I considered the option, but brother, from my perspective, I would love to be able to sit around and listen to you without worrying. But even if I did accept that, I got real life shit, man. And that's only one of the things. Here's the other part. I don't want money. I want fucking conversations with people who betrayed me. I want conversations with the people who fooled me into believing that I could trust them to be in my life.
No, I understand that, Jack, and that's why I said that again. We're here now. I could do the whole "I told you so." We started this back months ago. I'm not gonna do that. We're here now, and that's like you say. We're in the now. So I know what you want and need on many levels. It seems, maybe more so than you sometimes.
And that's not true, brother. This is where I know. Okay. And here Paul.
If it's not true, why am I not entitled to just have that perspective and it be not true? Why does there have to be a feeling and a reaction?
Because I know me. I'm tired my whole fucking life, Paul. People have been telling me I'm wrong.
I know that, but those are liars, deceivers, and defalcators and shaitans and demons. That's not me.
Paul.
You have to trust.
I know that. You have
to learn to trust again.
But I'm telling you, there's facts that you've not considered yet. Okay? You're one of the people, like my friends, my union, my son. You're like those people who formed opinions of me.
No, I'm not, Jack. I'm nothing like those people. You have to really stop right now and look at it. Am I really anything like those people, Jack?
The difference is you've allowed us to talk. You've allowed more than those people who supposedly love me.
Jack,
this is what's crazy.
Jack, am I anything like anyone you've ever met in your life?
Yes.
Really?
Similar. Here, Paul. Here's a big difference between
maybe
us.
We have a distorted sense of self or each other, because I, in my huge ego, think that I've never met anyone quite like me.
Oh, brother, you are unique. Yes.
And most folks who meet me tend to say the same thing for many different reasons.
This is the difference, though, is my perspective. I find similarities.
Well, I do as well. That's the only way I could sit here and talk to you about pure consciousness and awareness separate from our body and our experience. I'm not in a divisive state. I'm in a unifying state.
I see that. And you're absolutely right. I don't know what to do. I don't know what the best thing to do would be, because you're right, Paul. You are in a unifying state. Brother, I do know what I'm talking about when I claim to know about our egos and the spirit. I'm not lying when I say I know what the hell I'm talking about. Now, I've still got hopes. I've still got the same dreams and hopes that I was imagining with you the other day, of success and fucking travel and inspiring others, transforming this world. I still have that hopes and desire, dude, but seriously.
I told you hope is as hollow as fear, the Tao says, and that desire is a gateway to suffering.
I know. I learned that.
Your charity starts in the home and in yourself.
But that's where I have succeeded in so many ways within, Paul. My humility is to that which is. And
I'm not asking you where you succeeded. I'm asking you where you've fallen short, and that's your problem. You want to keep proving to me and yourself
dude,
that
I fall short every day.
Okay, so let's get the weakness to a place where it's a strength or a neutral, so you stop becoming your own undoing. Desire and hope's not going to get you there. Desire and hope don't pay the fucking bills. Paul, if it did, we all wouldn't be having the problems that we have in a lot of different areas.
Paul, you're right. Let me share this. I shared this with a friend who's that pastor friend I mentioned. I don't know if you remember or what you've heard me say. There's a local guy I met at a church here. I shared this with him in text. And I said it earlier today. We go to the world for the blessings.
Jack, is it true that you called me a cult leader within the first few minutes of this live? Somebody
No,
say
I don't believe that's accurate. I do not believe that's accurate.
I mean, you've said it so many times by now. It's not like I could be mad anyway, so I'm not really worried about it.
I was venting most about Moose, man. He pissed me off this morning, dude. Holy shit. I'm not a morning person anyway. And so
Hey, man, get the
Well,
fuck out.
I open my phone and look at the YouTube stream, and there's a live, and I see my fucking face. So I'm like, huh. And then I hear him talking shit about me. But here, Moose, without you, Moose is another perfect example. Said words to me publicly, offered things privately. Yeah, we'll talk. We may have talked once or twice. I don't know. It's not been about what I've been trying to talk to people about. And then the guy wants to take what is, hey, he may have done this with you too. I don't know. You know what? With me, he took a little bit of relationship, took a little bit of facts. Yeah, we had an off-air conversation. And then he wants to go and represent me as though he knows me better than me. Dude, that's what everyone in my fucking life has been doing to me, dude. They're saying, oh, I'm Jack's friend. Yeah, we're good buddies. That fucker's crazy. He's dangerous.
What they're saying is the same thing we all say. We love you and care about you, and we want you to do better, but you won't fucking listen worth a damn.
God damn it, Paul. I know. I can't control what people think about me.
Yes, you can, because by controlling what you do and how you think and feel and act, how people will perceive you will change.
But I think I live in a different timeline in reality than everyone else.
Maybe you do. So we're going to have to work on getting you back to this reality and timeline.
I've been, well, actually, no, dude. Seriously, Paul, consider this. What if? What if I am, and you are, because we are right now, and I believe this of me. I believe I am a wake-up call for reality. You are too. Okay? So if that's what we are, here's how I've figured it out. When we're honest,
he's like, this is a wake-up call for reality. Paul, you're doing mostly everything right. I am doing mostly everything wrong. That's causing a lot of people to wake up. Yes, it is, Jack Talcott.
No.
You're the yin to my yang.
I am, actually. I think. And there's a little bit of each of us in the middle of the other. There's like, hey, that comes back to faith, brother. I have to give myself that care, encouragement, inspiration every day. And
it has to be founded in truth, bro. I give you that every day, but I found it in truth, and I don't pad the bullshit. That's a weakness. Okay, that'll undo you.
But what if everything is perfect and it perfectly revealed where we are today?
Yeah, okay, you're perfectly where you need to be to realize that you don't have it all understood and in control, and you need to get better. That's why it's perfectly where you're at, because as you start to lose more, you start to realize more. Like I said, you told me weeks ago, Paul, you're wrong. I don't want to believe that. If I lose the house or whatever else, which ain't going to happen as they're cutting the phone and everything off around it, that you ain't going to change. Well, here we are. I was right again. So how long are you going to keep trusting your faulty thoughts and emotions and actions instead of learning to trust me again? I ain't your fucking son. I ain't your military drill instructor. I ain't some bozo at the post office. I live this information day in and day out. I got the results.
I know. But here's back to the timeline, brother. I live in the here and now, moment by moment. Every new moment is brand new to me.
So do I. So do I.
Paul, I love you, brother, but a lot of the things you say are from past.
No, you have a habit of ignoring the past to pad your feelings in the now. And I I don't need to ignore the past or live in the past to observe the past and see how it relates to the present moment and what's changed and what hasn't changed and develop an idea of the projection for the future. That's called systems dynamics. That's called cause and effect cosmic law. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Paul, I'm going to bring in another man you don't respect much.
Bring everyone in. You know me, man. This is your house. Your daddy over here.
But it's not to devolve into chaos either.
Well, that'll be up to them.
Right?
You know me, Talcott. You know me. I'm at home in the eye of the storm called chaos. Sometimes I even create it like our masters.
Paul, there's so many things I do admire about you, but you're so much like me. It took me a long time to figure out how to communicate with me, but I eventually did.
We are so alike yet so different. You are so close yet so far.
We are, and yet we are here and now, and we're both quite the same. Paul, something I did forget earlier. In my past presentation, my energy wasn't right. But what I was trying to communicate with you, you need to do some healing on your inner child, brother. I'm telling you this man to man. The love that you have and the love you shared and made available to be seen, it's available for you and that little Paulie inside you, dude.
I don't know what makes you think that I can give away what I don't have or observe in myself. All relationships outward extend from the relationship inside. I think you're having a misperspective there. While I will take it and I will think about it, I don't accept it in this moment because I couldn't give away what I don't have. And if I didn't have what you say, the nurturing of that inner child, I wouldn't be able to deal with other beings who have the same, right? The same way that I talk to you. See, you want to give me what you got or maybe didn't get because there's some kind of push-pull thing there. Not everybody needs the same thing all the time. A little child doesn't always need nurturing. Sometimes they need to be told what the fuck's in their best interest and tell them if it doesn't go on, here's what's going to happen. I don't care how you feel about it.
Meat kettle.
Tom, you are not in a power position or a space of self-awareness enough to determine my life and where it's going. You can't even chart your own day. You can't even chart your own day, let alone my 5-year plan. Please stop.
All I've been waiting for
stop
is
embarrassing
you to back
yourself.
up your. Hey, I thought you weren't going to get out of shape on Daddy's channel here.
What does that mean, out of
agreeing that
shape?
Jack is
I
Daddy.
am who I am yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
And that's
I
your
love you.
problem.
You're a
There
defalcator
is
fraud,
no-
and we all know
no.
it.
Okay, hold on,
Oh.
Jack. Let me make one point
No,
here, Jack. Number
Tom,
one,
hold on.
Christos is gonna
Both
have
of
me
you, one
favored.
moment.
Props to Christos.
Jesus.
No, Jack, let me get my one point out here before I lose it.
No, Tommy. Tom,
Okay, Jack.
the
sure.
point I'm
Get
trying
beat
to
up
make
some more by
here-
Paul.
the point I'm trying to make here is I'm the one paying attention to my free resources limiting. Okay. So there is no power structure. There is politeness
That's true.
and order.
Please understand that nobody's entitled to anything in this realm, and I don't have to give anyone politeness against my own best interest. I
And it
like to
works
say,
against you.
you're talking over me. I don't have
Yes,
to
I am,
respect
because you're
disrespectful
talking a lot of shit.
motherfuckers. Back
No,
in the
you're
day,
disrespectful motherfucker.
I'd have taken you out in the street and out back and just dealt with you and moved
And
out.
in the day, I give you my
Hey,
cross
Tommy,
streets, and you don't.
Tommy,
I'm not going to your cross streets because we ain't
Okay,
back in the
right,
day. We're in a metaverse
right,
now where punk cowards can hide behind a keyboard, act insane, and think they're the next coming of Christ. Suck my
Right.
dick, Tommy, in or out of public.
There's many of those out there, Paul. And I removed Tommy because I don't want this to degrade into confrontation and arguments. That's not
But he's a
the purpose of
degraded
my time.
consciousness.
And
Right,
that's
Jack?
why well, he and you have your own disagreements. Okay. Everything that Tommy says is not wrong. He's called you out on some things that had you been wise and listened to what was offered to you, who knows?
Again,
would have
I'm
been
not
different
in
too.
this. I'm not in this to take advice from folks who are caught up in vice and slavery. They have no position of power to tell me how to be a better version of me when I eclipse them in every arena. Results speak for themselves. Every room I come into, motherfuckers
What
want me
you're-
to stay so much they get triggered and have me back because they can't get away from me. Every room he goes into, he gets thrown out of.
Okay, the ego is that which competes, Paul. We can rise above competition and confrontation when it's not fucking necessary. What point is there in you competing with someone like that? With someone like me?
Healthy competition allows folks to become better at what they do. You don't.
How are you improving by what you've been doing with me or with Tommy?
I'm not, because
How are
you
you
folks
improving?
can't compete with me on any level, so I don't really grow. I just kind of have to search for that elsewhere, and I haven't really found it yet. Big ego over here. I haven't
you're
found too
missing
many
part
folks
of
who
it.
really live their information and can compete with me on speaking it, let alone living it.
Possibly true, but you're missing part of what I'm saying, Paul. What I'm saying is that please start listening to the information that is revealed to you. Each day is new. Yes, different people. Some people bring lies. Some people bring truth. It's a fun little game our Creator created for us, right?
No, it's a fun little game you've imagined in your mind where I need Talcott's and Tommy's to get Paulie Boy right when we're all I am presence and my circle is so small, it's me and the spirit. If I needed you and Tommy, I wouldn't be where I am right now because I have something that reveals to me directly. I don't need you egoic, godly motherfuckers to do it for me. Thank you.
So you have no gratitude for others.
I didn't ask for your advice or help. You need mine. That's the difference, ego.
I don't need shit from you, Paul.
Okay, we'll see in a couple weeks, won't we? You already said I was right already. We'll give it another few weeks, and you come back and tell me how wrong you were again.
As I've said to many along my way, you can either oppose me or ride with me. Those who join me
I ride
are
with you
gonna
so much. I'm here every day with
telling me
you.
you got nothing to offer me.
I
I don't
telling
need
you.
another ego fucking bullying me and sick and nonsense. Hey, here's, you know what? The cult accusation was brought up in jest, and I don't remember being guilty of what was accused, but there is identifications of occult behavior in Christos. You're falling into the cult.
No, I'm not.
Let me give you the example. You've chosen, like many others, to speak my name in mockery and to offer unsolicited opinions about a man you do not know in order to gain the favor of Paul.
That's
Everyone wants to
No,
please
That's
Paul.
not what he's doing. You're misperceiving again with your ego.
Okay, maybe I am. Maybe I am wrong.
He's been
I've
so
Are you
fair.
guys willing to be wrong?
I don't know this motherfucker. I called him Gay Guevara. On some level, he don't like me, but he respects me. That's the only reason
Right.
he continues to have favor with me. Because the more he sees of me, like everyone, they go, this motherfucker don't crack, and he pretty much ain't wrong. We can't see where he's wrong. You're constantly talking and revealing through your words that you don't know what you're talking about, and you're wrong. You said it this morning, you were wrong again. That's okay.
Paul,
It's okay to be wrong. Stop acting like you're right.
Actually, Paul, tell you what, is there any purpose? Is there any resolve to your attendance at my live stream today?
Yeah, you're not going to escape the truth, and I'm a servant of truth, so I will be in your face as much as possible to help you, whether you want it or need it or not. And you know you need it, and you know you need it, but your ego's in the way, so you don't want to take it the way I give it. You don't get that option.
Actually,
you're not thankful
you're
and
actually
grateful.
revealing yourself. You're clearly revealing what is within
Okay.
you, Paul.
Okay.
And if anyone cared, Do you guys care? If you care about Paul, help him see what is true.
I'm
Help
not
me
gonna let
know
you
what-
lose your home. I'm not gonna let you lose your home and your
No, I'm
mind.
talking about between me and you.
I'm not gonna let you lose everything and sit around and act like nobody told you and helped you because you're a victim. I'm gonna be in your face
People-
till that
I
internet
don't
cuts off, and
blame
then you'll call
anyone,
me.
dude. Hey, Paul, I shared this elsewhere. No one in this realm of humanity, no one succeeds or fails on their own. There is no island. Okay, you didn't do shit on your own. Yeah, you've got some gifts,
You're
you've got
doing
some talents. You
collectivism
figured out
again.
a
You're
lot.
doing collectivism
I'm
again.
not.
Every man or
I'm
woman
talking about
rises and falls.
reality.
Every man and woman rises and falls on some level on their own merit. You want a world where nobody's accountable for the life they create. I don't live that way
no.
anymore. I used to live that way
My
because I was a
eyes-
blamer and a victim.
Right, you still are. You're still
No, I'm
blaming
not.
and
I'm
victiming
empowered. I'm
yourself.
secure.
You tell yourself, Paul, please don't argue. I don't like saying this to someone like you. I wanted to have a conversation like adults privately to discuss your behavior that I felt
You want to
needed
have
to
a
be
discussion.
addressed.
Do you notice I never run or fight you on what you say about me? I just
Right.
rebut it. You always fight
Right.
and run and throw me out when I talk about you because you're scared that I'm right.
No, I respect my time, and when you just keep going on and on with your bullying and
If
manipulation,
you
like I
respected
said,
your time, you wouldn't have spent the last 3 months on this panel, on mine and
you're
yours,
right. You're
fucking
right.
off and playing games instead of securing your home, your internet, and the rest that
Right.
you're now complaining about.
Right.
Stop it.
My time there was obviously an error. I had more faith in the people that I met there than I should have. I should have spent my time elsewhere.
Put no faith
Obviously,
in
there's
earthly
better
man and
cases
woman.
of humanity elsewhere.
Put no faith in earthly man and woman for whom there is no salvation. I could have told you that and would not wasted all your
Right.
valuable fucking time.
Right. And those who deny God within, they deny sharing themselves with others.
Right.
Let me
When have I
respond
denied?
to-
When have I denied the creative spirit, Holy Spirit that works within and around us at all times? When have I denied that?
When
You
you
deny it.
deny, no, when you've withheld care, inspiration, and encouragement.
So now you're
That
owed
is
that.
when-
So you're owed that from me. No matter how much I heap
No.
upon you, you do nothing
No,
with. You're always
Paul.
owed more, even though you do little to nothing with it.
Nope. Nope. The divine brought us together. I know I've offered you honest feedback, and I've offered you goals that I saw inspiring. I've
You
offered
can't achieve your old goals in your old life. You have no business telling me about
Not-
goals when I've already eclipsed you. You're fucking
Right.
delusional. I tried to tell you.
Right. Surrounded by people like you, I've
Again,
ended up where I am.
No.
No.
And let's just say that's the case. Let's say
I
everyone
just
else in
told-
the world. Let's say everyone else in the world, I'll take Socratic method, is like me, because apparently now we have a world full of people like me. I would say if that was true, we wouldn't be in this position. That's my huge ego again.
I
So
told
according, go ahead.
Well, what I wanted to offer is surrounded by people like you. I've already told you I include you amongst my best friends, amongst my son, my neighbors, everyone I know. I include you amongst them, Paul. So please, the people who I
Let
love.
me respond. Let me respond.
Yeah,
to what
yeah,
you
go ahead,
said
talk. I gotta
earlier
go to the
when there's
bathroom. Go ahead.
opportunity. I was just gonna say to what you said earlier, Jack. Basically, I won't lie. I have had a little enjoyment, like I'm giving you shit the past couple times I've asked you what I've asked you, but genuinely, majority of the energy behind it though is a genuine question of like, why do you continuously engage in streams with Paul when I've heard you say that he's harassing you and his community? You don't like the energy of his community, but like you hop on their panels and then like you're quick to let him onto your panels too. So like I genuinely have been confused because I've heard from you that you don't like the dynamic there, the energy you get from Paul, but then I see you return to it all the time, almost like a toxic relationship or something.
You mean like this panel right now that's being onslaughted by everyone coming for Jack? Is that what you mean, Christos?
There you go, victiming for
Yes.
Jack again.
No,
enabling-
No.
You never had that
There you go,
intention.
enabling weakness.
Fair
Shouldn't you be
question.
pissing?
Fair
Or
question.
shouldn't
Why
put
are you,
Jack's
Jack?
face
Why are
back
you
up?
letting the snake curl up next to you to take sides with you because he doesn't like me? This is all he's motivated
I
by. He
like
doesn't-
you, Paul.
He
I have to
doesn't give
battle
a
you
fuck
for truth.
about you in your walk. He's just like you and how you do, Jack, sometimes. When you cuddle
No.
up next to somebody, when you have a common enemy, like with Jeffrey and Tommy and all the rest, when they hate me.
Who
Till
is
you
an
all have to
enemy,
admit
Paul?
that you're inept and have horrible results, and we're wrong most of the time.
Change the record, Paul. We hear it all the
Just
time.
like Jeffrey
It's
has
excuse
recently.
for no
Just
one to
2
talk.
weeks ago,
You
you were
just
bitching
can't
with
let
Jeffrey
anyone
together, and
talk.
now he's back on the panel, realizing he was wrong and apologizing. It's the same thing
Yeah,
with all
you're
of
all
you
about
every
creating
time.
apologies around the internet. Look who's apologized to
Right.
Paul.
Because I'm running a cult, right? It's not about showing
No,
the
Right.
true life.
you
Paul,
owe
It's-
people
Paul.
apologies.
Right.
I
It's
think.
not. This is all your ego. It's not about all of us doing horrible things in our life and
please
fucking everything up and learning through the truth, life, and way that there's a place of repentance and resolution. No, it's I'm running a cult
You
and
put
I'm
that man
parading everyone
backstage
out
for a second.
to my will. Fuck you, Tommy. You're an egoic piece of garbage and you're a snake.
Paul,
Have you let me say
Okay.
anything, Paul?
I am
You're
gonna
a
start
fucking
putting
walking
people
joke,
in
and
the
everyone
back
knows
if
it,
we
including
can't
you and your
stop.
family.
From
Please,
Mr.
let's
Compassionate Truth
stop.
Uniter. I hear you.
Holy crap,
Compassionate
Tommy.
means with passion.
Paul.
Learn it.
Tommy and Paul, please.
Stop bringing an insane,
Please.
snaky slave who doesn't care
Paul.
about truth up here. We won't have that problem.
Well, you know what? Look at what happened. Someone actually stands up, asks a question in my defense, and look at the reactions they get.
We don't need defense and offense. We need truth. This is the point.
Bullshit,
We're not doing
you've
war
been
and we're
under
not
constant
competing.
attack, dude.
It's not an
You
attack.
like-
It feels like an attack because I'm giving you harsh truth you don't want to accept, and you need to.
No, it's not.
Yes,
your
you've been
place to be an
wrong. You've been
arrogant prick in
wrong.
my
You've been
life.
wrong.
Paul, come back to now, right now.
I'm
Just
right
chill
here.
out again,
I'm right here.
right? I'm pretty confident that your role in my life is not to be an arrogant prick. I could be wrong. I thought
Why
that,
are you
but
still
I've
making
been wrong.
determinations about me and my personality? I just might be an arrogant prick. Am I right or wrong?
You're wrong about how you've described me and how you've been treating
We're
me,
going to
dude.
see soon. And then when you come to me with a
You
different
will.
energy, I will come back at you with a different energy like I have been doing. You don't see how what you put out is what you get back, or an opposite mirroring of it.
Actually, Paul, once again, I know far, far more than you've ever tried to explore.
Right. You know so much more than me. You're losing everything in your life and already driven everyone away. Great job. It's working great for you.
Yep, that's a possibility. It's also possible we die today, so I don't really give a fuck.
If
All I
we
know is
die
that I
today,
live
are
right
you
now.
happy with the results? I suspect not.
Yes. I am
Right.
damn
That's why
proud
you're
of the
still
life
whining
I've
about your
lived.
family and playing a victim. I could die with dignity. You'll die
Wrong.
desperate, lacking
Why don't you
with
just
loss.
shut your mouth and fucking pretend that this is real? Okay, so if this
Pretend
is real,
that this is real. I
actually-
know, because we're going to do the whole thing. This reality's not cope. So you can
If
cope
this
with
is
it.
real, I'm actually a damn good man who's trying to overcome the confusion of his 20-year-old son.
Right.
You want to treat me like I've got absolutely nothing of value to offer.
I didn't say that.
Well,
How could
let's
someone
look at
how
the
could someone
results.
treat you like an idea? How could I treat you
Well,
like an idea? Do you accept
this
that
is-
idea?
We live in a world of imaginations. Wizards, I'm going to use him as an example. Wizard's imagination and fucking thoughts make him think he has the right to call me names and run around defaming me
Wizard
wherever
ain't
he
here. You're
goes.
victiming and
I
talking to
know,
me
but
about other men.
he's someone you care about that
That
I've
doesn't
asked you,
matter.
I pointed it out. Confront him on his fucking mistakes.
I don't need to do your will, Jack. Doing your will has got you here. This is what you don't
There
get,
we
ego.
go. There we go. Now we're back to the
Do I not
purpose.
tell Wizard every day and you laugh at it with me? I do
Hold
your
on.
voice and go, Wizard, I think you should look at your anger because you're letting yourself become reactive when you know, like I do, you care about Jack and are really just here to help him. You say I treat you like you have no value. Why would I waste my valuable time with you all this time if I really thought you didn't have value? It's quite the opposite, fuckface. You have a self-worth, self-esteem problem, self-actualization, self-realization problem where you perceive victimhood where there's only empowerment in building.
No, your mind is different than the reality I live in. That's my point. Is this shit real?
What you're thinking? No. What I'm telling you, yes.
Classic.
The results speak for themselves. You'll see.
How about what
playing,
I'm living? I'm living right now.
Right. You're
You know,
cutting
this is
everything off, and you're not going to be able to talk to me soon.
I'm about to remove you, Paul.
Jack, if you want to run from the reality we all experience,
No,
I can't stop
Paul.
you, but you'll be back.
No, you know, maybe I will. I don't claim to predict the future.
I do.
I'm not hung up on the past. But Paul, your fucking behavior towards me as a man, how do I make me big? Paul, your behavior to me as a man, not fucking acceptable, dude. I've tried, I've offered, I haven't tried, I have. I've been very compassionate, very forgiving, very understanding. I've even had fun at my own expense, Paul. You claim to care. You claim to care, Paul. Many people in this world are lying to themselves, claiming to care, claiming to encourage, claiming to inspire. People need to stop fucking lying to themselves.
Right, you're doing all that.
Actions reveal.
You're doing all that, and my actions reveal. Everything
I
you
am.
claim, your actions reveal nothing. Everything you're claiming, I'm claiming, I don't claim.
What
The
do you want
people
to
claim
see?
that. The people claim that. The people
Yeah.
claim in
This
your
is
life
what's
and on here
insane.
that you ain't shit. The people
Right.
claim that I inspire them to co-creation. So
Right.
you want your own world where you make up all of our reality.
No.
I want a world with all of our reality is
Well,
understood.
Right, me too. We share the same goals, but you are living in a different reality than me, and you're hung
Right.
up on the past while I'm looking at the future.
But you can't create out of the present.
I can do whatever I want, and actually, this
And
is
you've
what I
chosen
chose
to do all
do.
this.
I chose to create this.
Right.
What are we
And
going
now
to do?
you're about to
You
lose
wanna sit
it.
around, right. While you sit around and bitch and complain and tell me that I'm not good enough for whatever you think you can offer.
Jack, 2 weeks from now, you'll have no house, no internet, no way to talk to me or
Maybe.
anyone else. I'll still be
Maybe.
here. I'll still be here.
Maybe.
I'll
Yep.
still be here.
Maybe.
And you'll still be knowing you need to listen to me, but not wanting to because of the
No.
way I'm saying it.
I think I've received, you know what, Paul? This is the shitty thing, too. If you could get past your fucking ego and we got into
I don't have to do
conversation-
anything for you to become better.
Right.
I
You
don't
care
have to
what's
do anything
available. You
for
don't
you
care
to become
cooperate.
better. For you
No.
to become better. I don't have
I
to do
was
anything.
talking. Jesus, you know, Paul, I don't want to disrespect you, but god damn it, man.
Hey man,
Sir,
can we get out of our
sir, you've been
imaginations for a
disrespecting
second?
me since
You're
day one. Whether
already
you,
done, dude.
he's already done. Can we talk to? Come on, Jack. Have fun. I'll be open, Jack. If you don't surrender to the ultimate truth of experience and other people's choices, you will be in this loop. So let him sit here, make his jokes, have fun if you can. If not, move through the moment. You need to master
No.
yourself first. You need to master yourself first.
You're about to join him, Paul, because
Jack,
this is
you're not.
my
You
life.
have no power just because you could throw me out.
Well, what you're missing is the reason he was put to the back was because I'm tolerating your nonsense, Paul, because I do respect you. You saw
You're not
Tommy
in
was
control,
quick to go in
Jack.
the back, but he's a man who's actually shown me more care than any of you pricks. I
No, he
actually
showed
feel
you-
guilty about. I feel guilty about having Tommy in the back because he is one of the only fucking people who has reached out to me, showing me care and respect. And then so he stands up and you're going to pull this bullshit on him again? Yeah, you see how you guys were triggered? You see how you got triggered, Paul, because someone stood up for what is true? This isn't a hangout spot, and it's not a, oops. I'm going to wrap this up. So, you know, each of you has offered your words. You know, one day, Peniel, maybe you and I will have a conversation too, but at this point, this is my home. I really have to question the commitment of my energy towards some of these people. Each of us need to start questioning who we are committing our time, our energy, our support to. What is it that we are serving? Are we serving a future that we want to create? Are we taking actions to build upon what we've done so that we can see what we might become? Or are you living in the past selfishly, holding on to your memories, holding on to your opinions? I thought of these opinions, so they must be true. Fucking children. I know God must have forgiveness for us. Otherwise, we would not be. And that's what the book spoke of, was forgiveness. And I believe there is a Christ within each of us. It's hidden. It's hidden by the egoic conditioning and the beastful hunter-gatherer that is within us. We're not here to gather opinions. We're not here to gather celebrity or fame or wealth. We're here to gather experiences, knowledge, become the fruit of knowledge and the wisdom for the next generations. And we got to learn, man. This world, everyone thinks they know what they think. They think they know better than someone else. If this world is real, and if I'm actually a man, I go to the God of beyond, that which controls what we know, that which guides our desires. My faith is in the unknown, but I am humbly coming to those of the world. I don't know what to do. And I'm sick of being told that I'm wrong by people who don't genuinely care for me to succeed. So do you do that to yourself? Do you tell yourself that you're wrong, but you don't look for your own answers? Do you punish yourself within you? And I'm not speaking to any one person. I'm speaking to anyone who listens. The ego is the adversary. The ego is the Antichrist. Okay? You can take the words of the Bible and you can present them in so many different ways, but I believe that's what we were told, that this is the time of ascension. It will be a time where the veils of confusion are lifted, but we do have free will, and each of us does have supposedly self-control within us. So I don't know what path you're on or what words I should say for your encouragement, but I do care. I care about you, whoever's listening. One of the things I saw in the news today was some of the studies and rates of the childhood depression. Fucking kids are being raised without hope because they see parents without a fucking purpose. I was guilty of that. I was. I lost sight of my purpose because my ego believed I had a plan. We're not here to plan, we're here to live. To live, we got to grow. To grow, we got to expand, learn, become. We got to let go of what was and figure out how to capture that which is around us. When we capture that which is around us, who knows what could happen? Like I said, we are the gods with limited powers and untapped and unexplored potential. So stop believing you know what someone else can or cannot achieve. Yeah, I see Paul screaming in the mirror and I see Tommy trying to get attention, but I think I'm done with this community for today, at least for participating for a while. Today. Who knows? I don't claim to know the future. I love you guys, each and every one, and whatever will be, will be. The future will prove who is right. Who is right amongst us? Who has been honest? Who has been true? Who has been generous? Who has truly been a leader and a servant amongst others? God bless you all. Choose love.